Okay, so you've already smoked some of salvia. You're in a nice, safe place. You're comfortable. You smoked it about 30 seconds ago and you're starting to feel high. And now, okay, first you close your eyes. You should be sitting. Close your eyes. At first, it'll feel a little bit just kind of fuzzy, kind of like your head is spinning a little bit, but then it starts to get disorienting. You can even feel a little bit like you're losing it. Not going crazy, but I mean, like, reality is starting to kind of fall apart, and you may feel uncomfortable. Now that's the stage when you're peaking that I want to address, because I know the trick to keeping it together. You have to completely surrender. You cannot fight it. You can't claw. Now here's the funny part. You open your eyes, move around a little bit, you'll be fine, you'll be functional. That's the irony. Is actually being functional on salvia is quite easy unless you take a really a lot. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about the good experience. You surrender. Try not to get desperate. If you're sober and watching this, you might not know what I'm talking about. I'm talking to the person who's not sober, who's on salvia and is now starting to see just how deep this cuts. And the trick is to remind yourself, even mentally with your inner voice, if need be, I'm fine, I'm safe, everything's okay. I surrender. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to keep it together. You don't have to. The universe will take care of you. Fall back into the experience. Whoa, unless you're on a bunch of sticks. Just fall back into it. Fall into it. Here's the funny thing about falling down a well. Falling down a well isn't safe, right? Except the falling part is just fine. It's the part where you hit the bottom falling into a well becomes dangerous. Well, with salvia, there is no bottom. So just fall in. Just surrender. Don't forget it. Don't worry about who you are. Don't worry about where you are. Don't worry about whether you're going to be sober again. You will. Don't worry. You're fine. It'll only be a few seconds. You know, if you were hypothetically had started smoking while at the beginning of this video, by now, and if it was a moderate level, by now you're already past the peak. That's how fast it goes. But even if you took more, you won't be past the peak for another 5 minutes, and it doesn't matter. You're fine. Just go in. That's how you deal with the peak. You just surrender to it. Let the universe take care of you. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. You don't have to do anything. And you just remain in that state for the entirety of the peak. And eventually the universe will start to kind of come back together. It's still kind of like shifting around, but you're starting to remember who you are, and you're starting to remember what the universe is. And that's when things get really fun, because now we can do the healing and the creativity and the insights and really get something. It's coming back that it gets good. And that's the stage that we'll deal with in the next video.